has to change according to what opportunities we have with the. Bear with, because the connection's bad and sometimes when the messages are really strong. But it's like getting into this childlike state, memories coming up to the surface, but getting into this childlike state again, it's remembering, you know, it's the most optical energy to being for manifesting is the Six of Cups. Remembering things, but remembering them as they were rather than with rose-tinted glasses. But she's just daydreaming. She's staring into this bubble, and it could almost be like a crystal ball. And memories are resurfacing, but it's linked to childhood or childlike. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is fast movement forward. This is opportunities coming in very fast. I mean, he's even having to pull the reins back on the dragon because it's coming in so fast. So with that shift, if you've cleared out or cleared up anything on the inside and on the outside, and you've made space for this Eight of Wands, opportunities are going to be coming flying in, and you may have to sort of pull on the reins to slow down the pace, but it's all fire energy with the Ten of Cups at the bottom. So this could be, these wands coming in, these opportunities coming in, could actually be manifestations. They're things, you know. We're going to get some more. We're going to go to the Oracle Fairies to see what they have to say about this. So, give me something on the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Fast movement forward. This could be news, business opportunities, things moving at a very fast pace, and it may get you into this very childlike energy of excitement. But it's a really good energy to be in for manifesting. So, Six of Cups, Eight of Wands. Six of Cups, Eight of Wands. It's play. Give me something on the Six of Cups, Eight of Wands. What have we got? Magical gateway. Purity. Oh. So that childlike state is pure. Like when we're children, we say what we think. It's only as we become adults that we sort of like stop our throat chakras. I'll tell you a little story about when I was younger, just quickly to clarify this purity. It's from the heart chakra. Always trust the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart and within you, and you will find the answer to your question. And the unicorn is actually holding the light. And this unicorn's point is the crown chakra linking up to universal source. But the answer lies within you. This story I wanted to tell you quickly was about when I was younger, my family on the Welsh side, they all used to, they knew everything about the neighbours, and the neighbours' kids next door had asked if I could go and play with them, so I went in and I said, can I go next door and play with the kids next door? And they said no, because they smell. And I went outside and they said, are you allowed to come over and play? And I said no, because my nan and my auntie said that you smell. That's the purity of childlike honesty, and and also, yeah, that is it's speaking one's truth, being authentic, like, even though it might not have been true, it's what I've been told. There we go. So that cleared that out. So obviously, as we get older, we're kind of told, well, you can't say that, or you can't do that. Yes, you can. That's freedom. Freedom to be able to speak your mind, speak your truth, with knowing that you're not responsible for, unless you're being a right, what, like saying it as it is. Magical gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to stop holding. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. Now that is literally this. That is stepping boldly forward at a really fast pace without worrying about what happened as a child or childlike memories, especially if you hold trauma. But this is like, yeah, that really does make sense. It's like, let's go, There's no point in looking back. We're not going that way. So there's the opportunity for a magical gateway that's coming up, and we got light. And look at her. This is source energy. This is, I am divine white light. You say it, you believe it, you are it, you become it. It's changing those thought patterns. Let's see what it says. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation, to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. She's holding her hands out. So again, this is green. But this is the opportunity that we're being given, possibly to clear out some old childlike wounds, old traumas. But with that purity, it's that getting into that childlike state, but being open to receiving the light. Because if your heart is closed, if you're not speaking your truth, if you're not walking in authenticity, I say what I do on the tin, then nothing can come through, get in. So we've got magical gateway, light and purity, 10 of cups at the bottom. So it's a wish fulfillment, but again, like I said, it's I've got 10 cups and I have filled them with everything that fills my heart. And this could be on all levels, work and play and relationships, in everything I do. Right, give me some more on the 6 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, magical gateway and light. Yeah, interestingly, I had the Tower, so for me that is obviously old structures breaking down that aren't built on authenticity or not solid foundations. So we've got vibration, a number 14, which is, now this is done in the dark. This is like she's flying on a bat. She's flying on a bat. She's got a wand in her hand. It's a number 14, which breaks down to 5, which is change. But the moth is attracted to light. So this is, what vibration are you carrying? It's very, very shiny. What vibration are you in? So, vibration, light. Bottom of the deck, we've got awareness. And this is what I said right at the beginning. There's a massive difference between being awake to what's going on in the world and then having awareness. And awareness is about the third eye, but it's about being self-aware. The awareness starts with self, and then you start picking up on things around you, people's behaviours, people's, you know, what they might subconsciously not be directly showing, but you're seeing it. And there's a rainbow, it's number 30. So having this awareness of what is my vibration like? What vibration am I sending out? What are other people's vibrations? How are other people's vibrations affecting my vibration? That's green as well. So again, that's in the heart chakra. So it's about raising, having the awareness of what is raising my vibration and what is bringing it down. And this is the gateway, the opportunity we're being gifted with. I'm going to put that there as well. Gifted with, at the moment, with the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Fast action moving forward. And I do feel like things are picking up a real strong pace. But again, you know, clearing out childhood wounds will speed things up if they came up over that full moon. And anything that is around that wasn't serving would have got taken out. And you can always say, you can ask, like, remove anything, you know, once you've sort of looked at it, done the work, remove anything that's not serving me. And it can be done very quickly. So we've got the Knight of Cups. Now the Knight of Cups is not the page. So it's, the Knight of Cups is somebody, it's an offer coming in the heart space. And it can be news or it can be an actual person. So there may be an offer coming in that is going to fill the heart space. It doesn't need to be romantic. It's just when you want to fill your 10 cups, this might be something that is like, oh my God, you know, it's activation of the heart space, and it's a night, so it's an offering coming in. So that could be one of the Eight of Wands, fast movement forward. And then the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is carry on doing what you're doing, perfecting your skills. Eight is obviously the infinity sign, so it's carry on. She is weaving her basket, but she's actually getting help. She's getting help from nature. She's getting help from the creatures. Everything is looks like harvest time. She's nearly right up at the top of her mastering these skills, whatever these skills are. Pentacles often represent abundance, but it can also represent spiritual gifts. So it's mastering all these different skills in weaving this basket, which is going to be strong enough to be able to hold the harvest of what the seeds that you've planted, you know, abundance that's coming in. The Eight is abundance, it's coming in. But it's actually, you know, master your skills and then make it better. Or learning, you know, learning new skills. We do have the Devil at the bottom, and like I said, there was quite a few distractions. But see how he's wearing this mask? So the distractions, the Devil it represents the attachments to things, people, places, emotions, codependencies, addictions. The moon could have brought quite a lot of devil energy up. And it's got a very, people associate the devil with, like, it's dark, it's bad, you know. It's a sexual attraction. It's actually at the root. And when you see, what's the card? You've got the Lovers, but in the normal tarot deck, you've got the Lovers asleep on the floor. and they're both asleep because they don't have the awareness. But without the devil energy, without that attraction, that source energy from the root chakra, we would not have co-creation. So it's got its positive and negative side, but this suggests that the masks, whether we wear them ourselves and we have to let them drop and show that, you know, we are vulnerable and we can be weak and whatever, or we've seen that, or it's things that may have distracted us from, you know, changed our vibration, stopped us or made us more aware. That was or is the magical gateway that we're being offered. Give me some more on that. There's an offer coming in. So, but yeah, codependencies, cutting the ties basically of anything that may have changed your vibration. Love the fact that I get and the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven again is a choice. It's a choice to choose a learning, a new way of learning, a new way of doing things. She's at the bottom of the basket. She's learning new skills. It could be going back to college, it could be starting a new job, but it's learning new skills. And then it moves to the 8, I would say. Seven is a choice. I've chosen to weave my pentacles, as in my gifts, my artisan, my whatever it is that creates abundance, into a basket that's going to be strong enough for me to carry my harvest when it comes in. Sorry, I got distracted. 9 of Wands. Now, 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. The 9 of Wands is, oh my God, I've been through enough. I'm just going to put my dragon down. I'm a bit guarded. And we obviously have to look at the 9 of Wands as in, it's a little bit of a rest period, but it's also a reminder not to project old childhood patterns or memories or traumas onto new situations. But it is a little bit like pause time. The 8 of Wands, that's at the bottom. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So give me something on this Knight of Cups. Right, so the 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles fell out. So there's been something that's creating abundance, being weaved, it's being mastered, mastering our skills, using them to create a harvest, throwing out our seeds. But the 4 of Cups suggests in this card that there was a little bit of boredom. There was a little bit of, this is not feeling content. There's no communication going on. Both of them have got their arms crossed. So no one's being open, no one's being honest. They're both looking in opposite directions, which means that there's a disconnect. Now the disconnect could be within oneself. There might be elements in oneself where you're like, oh my God, this is really boring, you know. But this does feel like a lack of communication, a little bit of stagnant energy, not actually being able to see past this. It feels like a blockage. And we've got the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Now the Queen of Swords is, I say what I do on the tin. I will cut ties with anything and anyone. She's mastered the mind space. So if there's any Five of Swords, which I call fuckery, if there's any mind games going on, if there's any drama going on, if there's anything that's not in alignment with her, the Queen of Swords has mastered all the swords, heartbreak, indecisiveness, and she will cut ties. She will just stand and cut ties with anything, with knowing that if it's not in alignment with who she is, she's not responsible for the aftermath or anyone else's, you know, emotions. A no is a no with the Queen of Swords. So there may have come this back-to-back sort of boredom, you know, there's not enough going on. I'm not sitting in this energy. I'm going to use my Queen of Swords and cut ties with anything that leaves me feeling disconnect. And that is disconnect on the outside, so there's not enough communication, there's not enough heartfelt, you know, connection. I'm going to cut ties with it. And this could be the magical gateway. But it's all vibrational. It's all energy. That's what, you know, if anyone says, what are you? What do you do? I'm an energy worker. I read energy. I see energy. I feel it and I know it. Six of Wands is triumph. So Six of Wands is moving away from chaos, arguments, competition. There is no competition, and being seen. Time to shine. Time to hold up that dragon, you know, and actually it's almost leadership energy. It's being seen in the light, moving forward. See what else fell out with it. So maybe that landed on the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. So this is something that's been worked at. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So that's it. There's a journey here. Opportunities are coming in. Maybe get into a childlike state, you know, because the vibration that we carry is like, oh my God, you know, back in the playground, having the awareness, bringing in the light. And then the Queen of Pentacles is, I don't chase, I create. She sits in her pentacle energy. So she's gone through the 7 of Pentacles up to the 8 of Pentacles, pretty much mastered her gifts, her skills, whether they be physical skills or spiritual skills, and then sits pretty. Peace of mind. I don't chase, I create in my divine feminine energy. And she's crowned. It's right at the top on her crown chakra. But it's that feminine, and this is for the masculines as well. We have masculine and energy and masculine and feminine energy in us all. This is, I am sitting pretty, I don't chase, I create. And the High Priestess underneath. So the High Priestess is, this has taken closing your eyes and seeing with your third eye. She works in the dark. She's got her crystal ball. She knows without knowing. She listens to her dreams. She listens to her instincts. But it's not even, you know, like foretelling. It's not even like, oh, I had a dream and then this happened. This is like, I instinctively know. Because she's been doing the work, closing her eyes and feeling it out. She's literally feeling out this crystal ball. So with the High Priestess energy, which comes with the moon, if that was a dragonfly, I'm going to cry. It comes with the moon. The High Priestess energy comes with the moon, and it's like what is not seen, you know, gets shown to her in the dark with her eyes shut. She could project, she could timeline project. If someone says, oh, would you like to come here? She can timeline project into that situation and feel out whether it's a vibrational match for her. Right, so I'm gonna get the Druid craft out just to get some more clarification on this offer that's coming in. The Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. You know, she's queen of her kingdom in the root chakra. This is all about root chakra work when we think of pentacles. Groundedness, material, not materialism, but in the 3D and material world. And I am a material girl, but she's a queen. She's had to work hard at that. So it started from the Princess of Pentacles. So it starts from, I've got this gift. She's staring at this pentacle and I've got this gift. Now often we are given these pentacles when we've just closed out cycles or changed our vibration or had a new awareness around things. The universe kind of drops a little pentacle in our lap and says, what are you going to do with this? How are you going to use this? So even when we reach the Queen of Pentacles energy, which we can go up and down in these energies all the time, it's like, here's another one. Have another one. You've got another new gift, or this is the magical gateway opportunity for this new gift. It might be to third eye activation, know without knowing, see without actually seeing. And Ten of Cups was, no, Nine of Cups was underneath that as well. So, and again, Princess, it's that childlike energy. It's like, oh my God, you know, we can make what we want of this reality. It is our, you know, manifestation, if you like. And we decide how we want to play in it. But getting into a childlike state where, you know, before all the programming started, you can't say this, you can't say that. We've got the Lovers, which fell out on the Eight of Pentacles, but I did ask about the Knight of Cups as well. So we've got the Lovers, and there they are. That is the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine within us, actually working in harmony, not back to back. You know, this is the reverse, kind of the reverse of that. This is the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, working in harmony, interlinking with each other. I don't know if I'll be able to show that actually. But the Lovers also can represent choices as well. So there could be opportunities of making choices. It can be romantic. But it is about balancing out the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and that creates the source energy of the Lovers. Let's get some more on that. We've got the Queen of Swords again at the bottom, so that's twice. So maybe, you know, that Queen of Swords has had to set some really strong boundaries. I mean, there's no fucking around with her. She knows what direction she's going in. She's got her sword in her hand. She's completely and utterly grounded on a rock. And, you know, it's like, these are my boundaries. You cross my boundaries. I remember years ago, it was like 3 strikes and you're out. We haven't got the time or the energy to be letting people overstep our boundaries. If they overstep the boundaries, a no is a no, Queen of Swords, out, you're done. We haven't, you know, we are ascending faster than we know. But I mean, I'm not saying we can't. If you want to spend the next 5, 10 years, you know, letting people walk all over your boundaries, that's up to you. The Queen of Swords doesn't do that because she's mastered the mind space. And that's the thing, all the queens and the kings, when they get crowned, it's the crown chakra, it's mastery of. So this fell out. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So the Princess of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. This would be that energetically, root chakra, childlike, divine feminine, divine masculine, going at a slow pace, a slow, steady pace, right? But this is, like I said, it's root chakra work. It's like balancing out that, see how the bottom of her dress is red? Balancing out that root chakra in the divine feminine on the, maybe if there were childhood, if it wasn't secure, safe, trustworthy, it could be that. And then we've got the actual opposite, like they literally are like a couple. But what they both represent is somebody or something or a grounding of, when I say something I mean it, I speak my truth, what I say I do on the tin, but they don't, it's not something that's rushed. It is slow, steady progress forward. And if this is the prince and the princess, then it's the beginning of, it is root chakra healing, if you like. Seven of Pentacles at the bottom, which you've already had, which is harvest time. It's time to reap the rewards of what you've sown and what you've grown. She's actually got a, she's cutting down the mistletoe on the tree. And it looks like it's snowing in the background. We have the star card underneath that. So yeah, this is like the divine masculine, the divine feminine, in maybe the childlike state, saying, right, we're going to start something new. And it's going to be grounded. It's going to have solid foundations. So important that, trust has to be at the bottom of any new venture. Those Eight of Wands coming in, read all the paperwork, make sure that the opportunity is grounded in trust, reliability, not something or anyone that they've got to talk the talk and walk the walk. And then we've got the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, like I said, is fuckery. This is winning at all costs. I'll do anything, say anything, use mind games to outwit my opponent. And that landed on the Prince of Pentacles, and look at that. These are, hang on, I'm just going to grab all three. So, this energy would not, the Prince of Pentacles would call this out. He doesn't carry this energy of Five of Swords, and nor does the Princess of Pentacles. They do what they say. They're trustworthy, they're loyal. They're like your best friends. But if this is energetically inside oneself, it's removing Five of Swords. It's removing fuckery, mind games, anything that makes you indecisive about something needs to go for solid foundations. And then we've got the High Priestess at the bottom. So again, this was, or the opportunity is to tune in to that High Priestess within us all. We all have this, to be able to see, to be able to have the awareness of being able to call out this Five of Swords whenever we see it. Because we are moving into an energy of purity. It won't do. It doesn't serve us, and it doesn't, we've got protection underneath that as well. So that's two lots of High Priestess. So this could be the gateway. The gateway is, I am open to receiving, show me what it is I need to see. And how does that reflect upon myself? What does that do to my vibration? two lots of High Priestess, and with that new moon, I would say this is probably something that is going to transpire between the full moon that we've just had and the new moon showing up on the High Priestess card. Now I'm going to get some, but this is definitely something worked for, and gifts, which has brought you right up to the Queen of Pentacles energy. I don't chase, I create. It comes to me. I love these labyrinth cards, I call them, because the person who done all the artwork actually made all the characters in the labyrinth. So yeah, give me something on this. Six of Cups, Eight of Wands, light, magical gateway. There is a real clear out, it feels like, an awareness of any fuckery. But the Prince and the Princess of Pentacles come in, you know, what they say, what they do on the tin, they say, and choices, lovers. Balancing the divine feminine in the heart space. Unity. Unity within, I feel, represents the lovers. But you could have an offer coming in from a Prince of Cups. Now the Prince of Cups can be a little bit emotionally immature. Doesn't mean that their cup isn't good, but working their way up to the King of Cups. But definitely about making choices. And with all those Eight of Wands coming in, there are going to be some choices to be made. My legs are funny. Right, what we got? This fell out on the 8 and the 7 of Pentacles, and it is Ickle. I'm going to read it from the book because they've all got their own story, and I don't even think my brain has the capacity to take it all in. There he is. His name is Mick the Mohansa. Small clues, details, messages everywhere, and patience, which is the messages are High Priestess energy. Little things can tell us a lot. Everything bears messages about the universe around us. Study the details. Sometimes enables us to deduce the whole. The entire universe is one piece, and each fragment of that one unity is connected to all others. The famous philosopher Anonymous once said, "The lifting of a finger disturbs the farthest star." Marx says it works the other way round too. He advised us to make a slow and observant steady study of all the little things and their even smaller details in the world around us. He says such study not only helps us to enhance our understanding of life, unity and everything, but it also helps us to develop a joyful patience and deeper philosophy. And that is the Queen, the Prince and Princess of Pentacles is slow, steady progress. It's the beginning of a journey, really. Right. Here we go. There he is. Attention to detail is important. Little things are not only important in themselves, but they also give you important information about larger things. Look at the inner, hidden meaning in ordinary objects, happenings and experiences. Life is trying to teach you something by speaking to you gently. With luck and application, you will get the message before it has to speak more loudly. Body language in humans as well as mice may be very useful information, especially if you learn to read it properly. The clues to the answers you seek and the things you need to know are all around you. You are surrounded by omens, importance and signs. But the signs are not written on billboards in large letters. They are the small happenings in your life. Be awake, be aware. Hint. If you work out what the question really is, it's much easier to recognise the answer when it comes. So like I said, right at the beginning, an awareness. What changes your vibration? This is the gateway. This is the opportunity that we're being gifted here. But yeah, there's a massive difference between being awake and being aware. Right, let's have another one. Let's have another one. So we've got two lots of High Priestess, light. What else would the Labyrinth Fairies like us to know? As a collective, what opportunities we have. A collective of pixies. 48. 48. Right. What is needed here is not only an awareness of duty, but a merry approach to it. Childlike state. This job has to be done. So one might as well do it willingly. Progress through the dance maze step by step. Lithely and lightly, take joy and pride in achievements, approach the work with zeal and zest, and zing, and perhaps even a little zaniness, otherwise you might as well not bother. Well, almost. There is something about this light-hearted approach to your duty that is important at this time in order to achieve the results you want, and that's what I mean. Being in that childlike state has the highest potential for manifestations. Additionally, consider the words collective and cooperative as you make your plans. This situation may take more than one person, perhaps several people working together to achieve the desired results. Joining forces with others is appropriate at this time. Seek the cooperation of friends, family, co-workers and fairies as appropriate. Is there any more to come? Because, so at the bottom of the deck there, we've got number 22, which is the Master Maker, which is, where is it? The Manifestor. 22. Skill, craftsmanship, magician, moral strength, and invention. And this is what the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. Master your skills. Start learning new skills. And then it puts you in the Queen of Pentacles energy, where there is no lack. The Master Maker is the master of the forge upon which we create our futures and forge our own souls. He sees the world beyond the other world and the world of first causes. Through his magic, he brings them into his world of fairy. From his world, these concepts trickle down into our own through dreams and visions picked up by artists and craftsmen everywhere. But he makes the first the original. He is the great inventor, and the sign above the door reads, "Practical problems solved here." He sings as he works, and as in all fairy magic, his song does much to shape objects to do blows of his hammer. Healing cups, magic swords, fairy jewels, crowns of stars, and other bespelled works of finest craftsmanship pass through his forge and beneath his hammer. The master of fire, air, earth and water, he adds the fairy element of moonlight to everything he creates. He would be first to tell you that superb craftsmanship, however magical, is hard work. Joyful and energising hard work, but always challenging. As the Master Maker reminds us, no job is too small, to do beautifully. His work is done as well as possible, even where it will never be seen by anyone else. So, to receive this card, do whatever you do as well as you can and then make it better. He reminds us that our very best work is always desirable, and in the present situation it is necessary for success. In fact, he asks we surpass our previous best. Don't cut corners, don't take the easy way, whether making a thing or fulfilling a concept. Be sure the design is elegant, pure and functional, and then follow it, attending to every detail. He says, design beyond your skill and then raise the level of your skill to fulfill it. Give and accept only the best, and do it with the love of your craft, whatever your craft may be. This card speaks of long-lasting achievements, creative problem solving and confident action. It may suggest cooperation with others, especially from a position of responsibility or of teaching one's craft to others. Success comes from practical application of traditional principles in life and in work. And these are the principle, the foundations, the principle, trust, authenticity, groundedness, saying what it does on the tin, not Five of Swords. Right, are we done? Let's see. Is there anything else? One last one from the Labyrinth Fairies. I hope this is resonating with you, but like I say, this is collective and it's just the opportunity we have at the moment, in this present moment, or when you watch it. There is no such thing as time. If you stumble across this in a month's time, that's when you're meant to see it, read it, hear it. This landed on the Prince and Princess of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, and it is the Glamancer. The Glamancer wears a mask. The Glamancer dresses things up to look, this is Five of Swords, to look better than what it is, to make it appealing. So it's a little bit like the devil. And it also is a reminder for us not to glamorise things, not to put on a show, not to, with obviously a lot of things being online at the moment, it's very easy just to post all the good stuff. That's masking it up. That's not the reality. The reality is that there is, bad without good. So it's just, again, that's just the, and it's an 8 as well, but it's just a reminder to be aware that not everything, especially when people want to win at all costs, not everything that everybody says is what they do on the tin. And then 54 at the bottom. 54. So, Empress Wild Daughter is the Sphinx, whose riddles must be answered lest we otherwise be destroyed by our own internal conflicts. She reminds us we cannot go forward until we have faced something buried within us that is holding us back. Her presence in a reading tells us that finding and working through this is a task of some urgency. We can expect help from this from other people, from the fairies and from our dreams, but we must be open to these difficult questions and answers and be ready to face them. She urges us to heal the unresolved issues about who we really are. So that's the Glamancer, who we really are, and what we truly want to be. This part is of the required course of self-transformation, that we are all enrolled here on planet Earth. The answer to her riddles often comes in a sudden burst of enlightenment, like the solution to a Zen koan. We may watch a leaf fall or catch a glimpse of a tiny silver of the new moon in the sky and suddenly be hit by the answer. Before that happens, we usually work long and hard upon the question, searching and digging for an answer. The realisation when we really have it will be transformative. We will no longer be the people that we once were. You don't like this interpretation? Well, I've been telling you all along that we, you, I and everyone else will all receive varying messages from the fairies in the cards. Yours may well differ from mine. Ask Dorcha what message she has for you, and don't be surprised if her answer is another question or riddle. She and I both wish you well in solving it with all of our hearts. And then we've got the bogus on the bottom of the card. This is somebody who is saying that they're there to help. They make out that they're there to help, but they're actually secretly sabotaging. This is the Five of Swords energy, so I don't really like to, end a reading on something quite negative, but this is winning at all costs. This is sabotage and bad-mouthing. Usually comes rooted in a place of jealousy, but this is meddling, someone meddling in your affairs or you meddling in someone else's affairs. And this, that will affect the vibration of whatever it is you're doing. This is the doorway that we have the opportunity to walk through and tune in to our High Priestess twice energy to work out who it is, what it is, the signs are there, keep an eye out, be aware. I like that. The signs are there, keep an eye out, be aware. Nip it in the bud. As I'm going to close with a rose. Please let me know if this resonates. Please let me know if, or share it, or add anyone who might want to join the page. I do tag, so if you want to be tagged, because they're only letting my lives up for a month now and then they're getting deleted. If you want to be tagged, please leave a comment and I'll add you to the list of tags. Close with a rose. Sometimes they don't let me, is the simple answer to that. They're like, no, there's more. If I can't get a rose card out, then there's more. Close with a rose. Okay, so bottom of the deck we've got the bud. Potential, promise, it's about to happen and keep going. This is the prince and the princess. They're just starting on their journey. It's a new journey, but it's rooted in abundance and gifts. These are the gifts. This is something worked for, bringing those skills together. So the bud, potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. And then we have the Temple of the Rose, ancient power, expression, activation and scarlet codes. So that could be what's coming in with this magical doorway. I love you lots. Have a great day.